Afternoon everyone. Is the screen is visible? Can somebody type me in the chat box? Whether can you able to see my presentation slide? So good afternoon everyone. I once again welcome you all for the second day of our National Faculty Development Program on writing research articles using Latex Overleaf. I trust yesterday's session was very useful, insightful, and I am sure you are eager to dive deeper into more advanced formatting techniques today. Our focus today will be on few crucial aspects that form a backbone of how to write a research article in a structured visual, ensuring it looks professional and adheres to the required standards. So this includes the paper size, margin, understanding, page style, multi-column documentation, etc. So today we start with this paper size and margin. So we have a common command to give your paper size and the margin. The command is called /use package parameters package name, and this must be included before you are starting your document. Like yesterday I told you how to write the document by giving /begin document. So before that point and after the document class, what type of document you are preparing, that class definition, you have to give what is your paper size and margin. So there are standard formats of paper size like A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, and for B0, B1, B2, B3, B4. So similarly for margin setting, by default it will have a common margin on all the sides as 1 inch. But if you want to specify what type of margin you want, you can use the margin as the syntax given in the slide. We will do that and show you how the paper size is differing. So whenever you deal with the papers, you have to use the package name as geometry. This geometry will tell you what is the paper you are going to use, or the size of the paper and margin, etc. The parameters are nothing but what size of paper you are going to use. So if you see, I have given like use package A4 size paper, top 1 inch, bottom 1 inch, left 0.75 inch and right 0.75 inch. So these are all the basic documents you can give, or if you don't want anything like that, you can leave as it is. By default it will take 1 in all the 4 directions. But if you are specific in giving the setup, if you go with any conference or any journals if you give, they will specify you the margins. So if it is any specified type is there, you can just give the data in this content /use package. So I will show you the real time how these things are happening, how the paper size is varying. So this is for a single page document. If you want to go for a two-sided document like in textbook or in books, so when you are going for that books, you will have that inner side margin is different size and outer margin is different. That too, for odd page you will have one margin size, even page you will have one margin size. So if you are specific for book, you have to use this format. I have given you a standard format like inner is 1.5 inch and outer is 0.5 inch. You can specify, you can vary accordingly, the margin size varies. So we will see this now in Overleaf. So as I already told you how to log in with Overleaf, I request everyone to log in, those who are working parallelly. You can log in with your credentials and open a new document. So all these things yesterday I taught you how to do it. So today I will go just fast. So let me know in chat box whether you can able to see my screen, that Overleaf screen. I request anybody to drop me in the chat box whether you can able to see my Overleaf screen, or else I can just wait for 2 more seconds. Yeah, I will zoom it. Yeah, once the screen is visible I can zoom it. Yes, so I think you can able to see my Google Chrome. So as usual we will log in with Overleaf. If you are already logged in, just stay in connected. Right, so we have logged in. Like yesterday I prepared one day 1 first document, so I will create a new document today, name as day 2, like maybe I can take it as second document. So I will just give a create command. This has been already been taught how to create and everything. So by default it will open you a text file. So just remove it and delete it. So we are going to prepare a article. So I will make /document class and give us article. So now we need to set our page size. So I am going to use a format called /use package. So I will give begin document, right, and /use package. Right. So I will remove all these things I don't need today. Okay. So now I think I will zoom my output screen. Okay. So now I have defined an article. I have given as A5 paper. If you are going to talk about margin or papers, you have to use a package called geometry. Then I used a new term called use package lipsum. So we'll tell you what is this. Lipsum is like a random generator. It will generate some language, few paragraphs. By default it will generate by, like normally use random numbers generation, RAND between 0 and 1. Here this lipsum command will generate you some paragraphs of text, but it will not be an English command, it is some other language. So to show you how it is varying, I have used this. See, this is the paragraph that is, yesterday we were searching for text, right? So today I used this lipsum to show you the content. It will be in some other language. So this is now in A5 paper. It is in A5 paper. Now if you want to change the paper means, you can select here and make it as A4. Again you can compile. See, and you can see how paper varies. Paper size got varied. You can see the margin, bottom margin. I have not specified any margin. So by default it will take 1, 1, 1, 1 in all the 4 sides. So now if you want to specify the margin, what margin you want, what is the value you want, you can use, like say for example, I am giving 1.5 inch margin in all the directions. So I use a command like use package. I have used, instead of using paper, I have given margin 1.5 inch. So by default it will take A4 sheet paper. So margin is 1.5 inch. If I compile, for all the 4 directions it will change to 1.5. All the 4 directions it will change to 1.5. So this lipsum, every time when I run, it will generate some random paragraphs. So I can change this to, say for example, 3.5. So whatever number, if there are any references they have given, see, you can see in my output 3.5 is the margin for both top, bottom, left and right. So everything will be like this. So you can fix a constant margin, or by default the margin will be 1. By default the paper size will be A4. If you want to give left some value, right some value, so if you want to specify, so what best we can do is, like, I can choose left, right, bottom, what value. So I have selected use package. So always try to use flower brackets when you are using any latex commands. So I am running the program. You can see all the, we have various margins. Okay. So this is how you can use your margin specification. In some conference proceedings or some journals, they will specify the size also. If you go to Springer, they will specify what should be the top, what should be the left and what should be the bottom. You can change and you can use that also. Okay, so I will just move on to the next. Like, if you are doing a book, if you want to do for two sides, both the different margin is different. So you can first choose the document class as book. Choose the document class as book. Now if I can compile, see, you can see that this margin is more when I compare to this right hand side margin. So that because we have written only for one page, so we are getting only this much. See, now we can observe the changes here. This is my margin size, inner is 1.5 inch, and see the outer side here it is 0.5 inch. So for odd numbers it will be like this. For even numbers it will be in the opposite fashion. You will have 0.5 inch here and this will be your 1.5 inch here. Textbooks will look like this only. When you bind the books, all should not go inside the margin. So by default it will fix for inner margin and outer margin for even numbers and odd numbers. You can change this inner number values also. Let me take it as 1 and 0.5. So whatever you want according to your requirement you can change. So this is my 1. So these are all the initial setups. If you want to provide a standard paper for any conference or journals, you have to first set up all these things, either the margins, the paper size. So everything must be decided initially before starting your work. If you are not doing all these things, if you are just downloading the template and using this, then it is not a problem, because in template you have by default this paper size and everything. By default it will be selected. So we don't want to worry about the size of the paper if you are using the template. If you are creating a template, you should be more careful about the margin size and paper size. So that is the first and foremost thing we want to discuss. So next we will discuss on what is called as paper size, paper style or page style. We can say as page style. So whenever I go with a book or a conference proceedings, in some journals if you take, you will have the book chapter number along with the chapter name at the top. We call it as an header. And page number and some content at the bottom, we call it as a footer and page number. So there are chances, like in some cases you don't want those things. You want only page number. You don't want the chapter heading. I want only this much. I want only this. So whatever you are required, accordingly you have to change your coding here. So let me give you an idea, like okay. So we will go back to article. Okay, I am not bothered about any papers. I am just a paper size. So I am going to now use whether what page style I want. I want footer or not. I want header or not. I want page number or not. So there is a font like page/page style. So this page style will have an input parameter, like there are 3 parameters. One is called empty. See, I am just typing here to show you what are all the parameters. Empty, then we have something called plain, then we have something called headings. So any one of this content you can use it here whenever you want to give the article type. So let us take some example, like I am going to write a book. I am changing here. So begin document is there. Lipsum is the content. Now let me write chapter 1 or introduction. So I am giving a page style as empty. So let us see what is happening if I give the page style as empty. See, if I give the page style as empty, you can see nothing is there at the top of my first page. Okay, why it is showing error? Because it needs some package to be included. So we need to use package. Okay, fine, it will work. / begin document page style heading. Okay, let me write this as headings. So there is no heading here. So chapter 1 will have some. Okay, let me do. I have some content here. I am just copying that content, because we need some more pages to run to show you the output. I have copied this content from somewhere, so no problem, let it be in any fashion. We will see what is the outcome we are getting. Right, I got one paragraph with one page. So I has already told you yesterday that new page I want to open, I can give new page command. Right. So now we have done around 2 pages of the document. So now we are going to study about this page styling, multi-columns and all those details. What is some error? It is okay, no problem. So now we are going to use the page style. So let us take, like I want to enter, reset the page number or page numbering style or page headings, what all things I need to do, I can just give it here. Say for example, I am giving / page style, in bracket I am writing headings. So we will see what is happening. Okay, so chapter 1 is the introduction. I got the headings as the chapter 1 introduction. So now I don't want this headings, I want plain value. See, this plain page style plain does the different, what it does is like the page number comes at the bottom. If you see for the second page, the page number comes at the bottom. If you have not given us plain, in general in the previous case we gave us headings. Observe the difference between both, because according to your requirement you can change here. Here you got the value as 2 at the top left, that is your page number. So now I want the page number to go down. If you do any thesis and all, the page number will come down. So there you can give us plain. So this plain will give you the page number at the bottom. And see, at the top the chapter name is also removed. It will give only page number at the bottom. So if you want to give the headings, means you can give directly the headings, or you can give us plain, it will give only the page number. So now there is an option called empty. So this empty will not put the page number also. Nothing will be there. So it will remove the page number also. So according to your requirement, whether you want only the page number or page number plus content or nothing you need, you can use this page style. This page style is for that particular page. So if you want to reset the page number, like for the, if we have something like page number differs for every chapters, then you can use something called set counter. This set counter will change the page number to 1, 2, 3 again. So for the first chapter you give one normal page numbers. Wherever the second chapter begins, you have to give set counter. Say for example, let us try here. So I will copy the same content and make it as second chapter. So I will get begin chapter, R is missing. So here I am giving again. Okay, so sorry, we should give us begin chapter / chapter name is chapter 2. So again you should give. Okay, so now I am going to run the program. So I have created 2 chapters. Chapter 1 is introduction. It is, I have given the name as introduction. For chapter 2, I have given the name as chapter 2 itself. So now they have the continuous numbers 2, 3, 4 and all. So I want to remove the numbers, or for the second chapter I have to give the number starting from 1 again. So where is your second chapter starts, there you can give like / set counter page, give us number, let us take it as 7. See, the second page will start from the number what you are given, the second chapter. So if you have something like the page number must be chapter name, like in some thesis and all, we will get like 1.1.2, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Again second chapter will start from 2.1, 2.2. So in that case you should use this procedure, / set counter page, what is your number you want to start. So it will start doing from the next number onwards. So this is how you are going to give the page style. So we are given empty here, so we are not getting the page number for all the pages. So I will give just plain and run the program. See, you can, first page is 1, the second page is 2, the third page I gave us 7, so it is starting from 7, and the fourth page I have 7, next it is 8, then it is 9, it will continue. It will continue from 7 if you are not given any other chapter number in between. That's encounter value for chapter 3. If you are not given anything, it will have continuous value. This is how you have to set your page numbers and page style. Okay, now we have seen page numbers as 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want some other Roman numbers or alphabets, like in appendix and all, we will have Roman letters. In front abbreviations and all, we will have Roman numbers. So in that case, you want to change, means you have to give the heading like, let it be plain, page number, page style as plain. Give page numbering in bracket. For numbers it is called Arabic, for Roman it is, you should write it as Roman, right? So in bottom I will give you the commands. For Arabic, if you give us Arabic, you will get the numbers as 1, 2, 3, etc. Normal numbers which we have seen so far. If you are given as Roman, this will give you like small I, double I, triple I, something like that. So whatever your requirement, in some pages you want this Roman, means where you want that Roman, till that you have to give Roman. Whenever you want to start the numbers after that, you have to give again page numbering as Arabic. That's how you have to use. So we have something called alpha. Please see the commands. It is ALPH. If it is all small letters, means I will get small a, small b, small c as the page numbers. If you have capital ALPH, means you will have capital A, capital B, capital C. Right? If you are giving us capital ROMAN, it means it will press capital 1, capital 2, capital 3. So in the page numbering, this is the command / page numbering, in bracket we have to give Roman. I have given here Roman, so let us run and see. See, you can see here I have given small r. So I am getting 7. I have started the number with 7 there. So I have got 7 or 7, 8. You can see 7 here. Then number 2, number 1. So you can change like ALPH, not alpha, it is only ALPH. I have given everything in small characters. So if I run the code, I can able to see H is there, G is there, because I have given the starting number as 7 in that set counter. In the second chapter, we have given the chapter name, see the page counter as 7. So 7 oda equivalent alphabet is small g. So like that it will start. It is A, B, it will start. So if you are having different number styles for each chapter, say for example, here I am using alpha for the first chapter. For the second chapter, I am not giving any counter. I want to start with another number system. So I can give page numbering. In bracket, I can give it as, I have given alpha there, so I will give Roman. Okay, it is in percentage. See, it is changed here to Roman numbers. So 1 and 2. So later stages, if you create, it will run with Roman numbers only. Until you give or you change the numbers, it will not work. Say for example, our institution thesis format is like from the title page, your declaration from guide, the index page, the table of content, everything will be in Roman numbers. The chapter 1 will abstract and chapter 1 will start from numbers. So in that case, you have to again give the page numbering as normal number system, that is Arabic. Right? By default, if you are not given any page numbering, it will go with Arabic. So these are all the types of pages. So far what we have seen is page styling, margin, your numbering system, all those categories. So just I will give you 2 minutes time. If the online participants has any queries, you can just post the message in the chat box. The participants, do you have any queries? Shall I proceed with the next topic? Okay, fine. So I don't get any queries there. Overleaf is freeware, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you so much. We will proceed with the next category, like how to set your page in the landscape, orientation and page breaks and all those things. So let me go directly to the Overleaf. So we have taken, let us change this all the content into an article, or okay, no problem, let it be in book itself. So it was showing an error, I am just clearing out that error. Okay. So no problem, let the page numbers and everything remains as it is. So we are going to see the landscape and portrait model. So this is normally, I have just zoomed out to show you that this is in portrait model. So we need to change in landscape, or by default it will be in portrait only. If you want to change it to landscape, you have to use everything before the begin documents. You have to use package, something called landscape. So this is in flower bracket, right? So you will use geometry, in bracket you have to give landscape. If you are not given landscape, it will take by default portrait. You don't want to define it. So just recompile. You can see the pages has been changed to portrait. So all the entire document is changed to portrait. So next the question rise. I want only particular document to be changed into orientation, or particular document page alone must be changed. So what should I do? So what you have to do is, there is a concept called L-scape. So the landscape, in short we call it as L-scape. So which part alone you want to change it to landscape, that point you have to decide. Fine, no problem. So as requested by, okay, let us go with the chapter 2. Okay, maybe this new page, line number 28, this content has to be changed its orientation. So first we will see how to do all those things. So I have a command called begin landscape. So it is an environment. So automatically the content what you are going to write inside that alone will be changed into landscape. So let us see. I am compiling this. See, this is my chapter 1. Page 2, nothing is changed, all are remain as it is. Okay, so we have to see where is our mistake. Use package PDF L-scape. See, actually what we have done is we need our second page content to be changed into landscape. So if you want to see the output, that is the file that is generated, the second page is in landscape, means you have to use a command called use package pdf landscape, pdf lscape, and which content you want to rotate. See, I want to rotate this content. So this page alone, the second page alone, so I have made begin landscape and I have given end landscape. So if you see the output file, the first page will be in portrait, the second page is rotated 90 degrees, the third page is in portrait, the fourth page is in portrait. So you have to use that command, and which portion of your document need to be rotated, you have to decide. So that is your idea behind this landscaping particular page alone. See, if we go in Word document, we have to give page break, select that next page alone, make the orientation into landscape. Again, after that we have to give page break. So all those things are there. In this latex, this is simple. I guess because I am using latex, so I feel comfortable while doing this concept. So now let us see like the next one. I need a break between the pages. So as I already used here like /new page, this will give you the new page here. So instead of new page, I can use something like page break. So we will see what happens. Page 1. Right. So if you notice, like I have told you, right, PDF landscape and all, we used this content begin landscape. You can see that this page alone is rotated. The page itself is rotated, but the content remained as it is. So that is the concept behind landscape. So no issues, everything is explained clearly. Like if you want to particularly change one page alone, means which page, which part, give begin landscape and give end landscape, that will alone will change it into landscape mode. This point, like last I used L space, right, that will change the content to 90 degrees. Content itself will rotate. If you notice in any textbook and all, the table will be in this format, like in 90 degrees it will be rotated. So if you have more columns, you will rotate the paper and show. So like that, if you want to rotate the content, means you have to use just L-scape here. The content alone will be rotated in the landscape mode. So that is the highlight between landscape mode and the 90 degrees rotation. So mostly we will not use any of such things. If you want to use only tables that has more columns, if you want to show in this format, then you can use those format. Or that page alone, the table where you are showing, that page alone, change it into landscape mode and give the table. After that you again change the mode to normal portrait. That is, you remove that landscape. After that you will get the portrait mode. So now we will move on to the next concept of today's classes, like multi-columns. So time being I will remove everything because we don't want to confuse with landscape. And so let me give new page. Okay, where is that end landscape? I am removing it. Okay, I am having a general file. So now we need to make us multi columns. Like if you go to any IEEE or Springer papers and all, if you basically take an IEEE papers, you will have 2 columns, right? So if you want to make 2 columns or multi columns, 3 columns, how we are going to do? That is our next concept called multi column. So same way as the name suggests, you have to use something called columns, multi-column. There is a command called multi-column. Okay. So if you want to make a particular page alone multi-column means which part you want to use multi-column, you can define there. I want to make entire document. If you go to IEEE papers, you can see all the pages except references. In some case, even references also will come in the 2 columns format. So in that case, what we can do is we can go to the document class itself directly and mention as 2 columns. 2 columns and make it as an article. Okay, so article means I should not use chapter here, so I should use this as section. So normal, this is the error people will do. They will keep here as book and make it as section. That will not work. They will keep it here as article and keep it as chapter. That will also not be working. That will show you an error. So you should be aware of that. So I have given you section. So let the section name as chapter 2. Right. So I am going to use 2 columns. So let us see what is happening. See, section 1 introduction, section 2 I have given as chapter 2. So maybe I have used this new page here, because of that I am getting this next paragraph. So if I remove this as a continuation, it will go for 2 columns. This entire document will be in 2 columns. You can see very well here, entire document is in 2 columns. So now if I want to, that is, if you give the document class itself, you specify as 2 columns. By default you will have 1 column, but if you want 2 columns for the entire article, you can define here itself as 2 columns. It doesn't mean 2 column, I can define as 3 column also. And don't try for 4 columns, 5 columns and all. See, 3 itself is not working. So eligible criteria is only 2 columns for entire document. In between you can change it into 3 columns. So we will do that also. See, I have the content from here to here, so it is going. So this is how you can set up a page for 2 columns. Let us take an IEEE paper or a Springer Nature. They have 2 columns setup means, yeah, all the documents, entire documents including figures, tables, everything in 2 columns means you can choose here itself /document class 2 columns, provided you are not using their template. If you are using their template, they will specify itself directly. You don't want to worry now. So now I want to give multiple columns in between some paragraphs. Say for example, I will remove this. Right. So now this is my normal content. Somewhere in the page number 2 or page number 3, let us take page number 2 itself. I have not given any new page and all, so it is going just like that. So no issues. Okay. Okay. So let us take here at this point in line number 61. From line number 61, I want the content to be in 2 columns. So what I will do is I will give /begin. Again I have to create the environment /begin. I will give multi-call. Multi-calls is the syntax. And you should specify at the bracket how many columns you want. I want 2 columns. So what we will do is first we will create the environment. So I have created the environment. So please be sure when you are creating an environment, automatically the end command should come. So now you create a number like how many columns you want. See, this content alone at the last part of your document I have given in 2 columns. So now let us run the program. It is showing some error because we have not used the package. Okay, so we will see what is the syntax I have to give. Page numbering is done. Package multicol. Okay, so we need to use a package / use package multicol. So now we will run the code. See, you can see the last part of text alone is given in the 2-column format. So similarly, where you want to give the 2-column format, you can choose it here. I can give us 3 also. Here 3 is allowed. See, here 3 is allowed. So by default, now what we have to see is the next topic is like the space between the 2 columns. They have given some standard space like 0.2 inch or something like that. It is by defined standard from the Overleaf or Latex. But if you want to vary the space, you can also vary the space. Okay. So where you are starting your multicol, that begin multicol environment, you can give set length, right. So the / column columnsep column separator with 20 point. Okay, so let us see what is happening. Right, there is no change we observed. Maybe that will be your standard format. So let us change the point. See, you can have some difference in the gap. So you can vary that gap also by giving this column separator. What is the amount you want to give the column separator? So similarly, you can the lines between the columns. You can draw some line also between the columns. So that is also available. So I will make a column separator rule to what is the width of your column point you want. So I am giving it as 3 point and see what is happening. You can see a ruler is drawn between the 2 columns. So you can vary the width of this black color line. I have given us 3 point. So let me take it as 10 point and you can see how it is changing. See, the width of this is changing. It is overwriting your letters what you have specified. So you should be more careful in drawing this ruler and also the space. So the space is limited to some standard 0.5 inch means you are not supposed to give the ruler more than that. Automatically the content will be overwritten. You can see if your ruler is maximum size of the space, the content will be lost. So you should be more particular in giving. It is better to give a smaller number, so that it will be a ruler. There we can see there is a ruler, but also it will be comfortable in looking. The data will not be lost. See, if you are seeing any newspaper articles, this is the type of article they are preparing, like column wise. In newspaper and all, if you see 2 columns, 3 columns, they will use this type of format. Okay, so this is how we have the column separation. So now you see that I have some content in the first column. I want to skip that content and I have to go to the next column. Say for example, Illinois, where is that? This electronic version of the complete work of William Shakespeare is a copy and it is World Library. Okay, and is provided by project. Okay. So let me make here something called column break. So what does is like after this and is there, after that the content will shift to the next column. You can see there is a column break is there. So if you want any such type of article in your requirement, you can choose this method also. Right. So far we have seen how to involve this multi-column for entire document or particular document alone, and the column breaks, the column lines, column rules, the space between the columns. So far the today's talk is about the page style, page fonts and the column, right? So we have one more topic to be discussed today, is like what is the font size. So for in general you are seeing some font Times New Roman. If you want to change the font size, so all these things we will see in now after discussing if you have any queries. So the online participants, do you have any queries? Okay. So somebody asked about not getting the landscape page. Okay, I will complete that entire task today and we will discuss that once again. So any other queries you have? The online participants, kindly let me know, so that we can move on to the next topic of like font size and font style. Okay, thank you ma'am for your reply. So we will, I will just give a overview of what we have studied so far. Is majorly on the multi columns, page margins, page paper size and etc. So we will move on with the next topic of today's is on about the font style and font size. So yesterday itself I have told you how to give the bold font and all. So if it we will again go back to our overleaf. So let me remove this multi columns and all. So we will have one entire content. Maybe I can just copy down this text. So I can go back, I can create a new file like font. So I'll go back to this font text and I will copy down. Okay. So here the text what we have already used is lot of capital letters, small letters and everything. So let me try with some other text. We don't want to anything new. So I will write document class. I am going to write an article. So I am going to use a package called Lipsum. So it will generate you a normal text. So I am going to begin the document. So I will just write Lipsum. So we will see what is happening. Right. So it has generated a 2-page document by itself. So now our task is to play with the fonts. So by default we have some fonts. So we have to, normally we use 3 types of fonts like bold, italic, underline. So these 3 I can directly use the word or shortcut, or I can type. So let us create a small content. Okay, welcome all to the second day of national level faculty development program. So let me explain you the font with the small text. So the same category or same functions you can use it for your text wherever you want. Okay, so let us now write first and foremost is you need to bold the text. So you can directly write text BF. So whatever the content you give inside this flower brackets, that will be given as the bold. So time being I will erase this Lipsum because it is unnecessarily creating. Okay. So let me compile. So I have a content like welcome all to the second day of National Faculty Development Program. Can you able to see the bold? Let me zoom at least. Right. So to identify whether it is bold or not, what we can do is I can just give only welcome alone in bold. Then we can able to differentiate the bold and normal. See, now it is clear. Welcome all to the second day of National Faculty Development Program. So this is the normal text to bold. So I am feeling lazy to type /BF and all. So as I already told you yesterday, you can use a shortcut command like Control B. So which text you want to make it bold, keep your mouse before that and give Control B. So automatically text BF will open. You need to just only change the bracket. Just change only the bracket. Okay, this is the shortcut method. So I want italics. Like for faculty, I want italic means I can go with Control I. It will take italic font. Italic, not italic font, it is italics. You can see here the faculty alone will become in italics. And similarly, there is something called underline. That underline doesn't have Control U. You have to type /underline. You can see that text alone become program. Don't ask for the shortcut. For bold and italic we have shortcut. For underlining you have to write as underline. So now this is the commonly used 3 characters. But if I want to use for some other type, whether it is subscript, superscript and typewriting character, everything, if that is the case, we have some certain like how we have Control B, Control and all, we have some commands for that alone. So I will just show you those commands and explain you one by one. Okay, so bold, italic, underline we have seen, and something called text XC. Say for example, I am writing here /text SC. So just remove the bracket and place it here. So now we can see if I run the program, I have given development. Yeah? So if I run the program, we can see the development alone will come in small caps. SC means small caps. Text SC means small caps. Excuse me. If you want in Roman, let me write it as text RM. So this will come in Roman font. Already it is in, by default it is Roman only. So you will not find the difference here. So there is another type called sans. What is that fellow name? We have set font in sans serif. So there is a font type called sans serif. You have to give us SF. So just compile this program. You can see this development. See the word development is in sans serif. Right. So these two are the specifications like Roman and sans serif. Other case, if you want to change, you have to change the properties here. Okay. So where some other formats font you want, you can change accordingly. So there is something called font style. You have to include that package and use that font. So I will show you one example also at the end of this class. So now we have seen superscript, subscript is there. Say for example, I have something called X, Y, Z, something like that. Let us take. So I want superscript. So text see text superscript. In the bracket I wrote only X. Let us see what is happening. You can see the X has become superscript. So imagine if you want to use A square. So what I can do is, like in text superscript, before I can give a, and here I can give square. There is a method in mathematics toolbox, but I am just giving you an example for a square. You can see a square. So like b square, whatever the equations you want, you can try with superscript, but all the cases it will not work. Only if certain cases it will work. Unless if you are using mathematics methodology, certain equations you cannot do without mathematics. So it is better to know, like text superscript means you should give in this format. There is another called subscript, text subscript. See what is happening, it will become a square here. So this is the font characters, like bold, italic, superscript, subscript are the basic things we use normally. And there is something called text TT. TT is nothing but typewriting. When you are using your typewriting machine, how the text will appear, that is the method called text TT. See the second, observe the change in the second. It looks like the typewriting machine. How you type, typewriting machine, accordingly the character will come. I have given one example, like for one character. If you want for entire line or entire paragraph, all the content must come within this bracket. Please be sure about your bracket. When you keep your mouse closer to that bracket itself, it will show you the pair which is opening, which is closing. If you are having the if you have missed that bracket, means it will throw you an error. See, I have missed the bracket, it will throw you an error indicating there is a missing bracket. So please be sure, it will show you that you have missed the bracket. The file ended by scanning use of /_ it means /_ has the problem. So you can go directly to that content and see you have not used this bracket. So whenever you use the bracket, it will automatically show. If you go to the closed bracket, it will show which is your opening pair. If you go to your opening pair, it will show you which is your closed pair. So if I added one bracket here, I added one bracket extra, it will show an error, because that opening bracket doesn't have the pair of your closing bracket. So please be sure when you are doing this. Why I am saying is, like if you are taking some template and if you are changing, please be careful in changing the template. If any one bracket misses, your entire document you will not get the desired document. So you should be more careful while doing such activity. If you are writing by your own, you will know how to start and how to write. So that is not a problem. So next we will go with the topic of something called as font size. So we have told you about font style. So now I will discuss you about font size, size, like small, large, big or whatever. Normally we will select that character and change the size. So here we have standard formats, like I will discuss everything. /tiny. There is a command called /tiny. So I am using a text here, welcome all. So I will take a small text to explain you how things are happening. Okay, let me close this. Right, we have only this small tiny page. So I am compiling and see, it is welcome all is very small. So to know whether it is very small, I will make another one character next to it, so that you can identify the difference. See the character size. This is small, this is tiny, this is normal character size. So if I want to change the size, we have something called, let us take the same content and practice. So instead of tiny, I am giving small. And see the difference between tiny, normal, small and small. So we have various categories like this. So the one is tiny, the another one is small. So now see, when I run the program, we are writing in the next line, but in the output if you see, I am getting very closer. So I want to know whether this is tiny, this is small. So for every instruction, if you want to include a new line, you can use double slash, like how I used slash new page, or you can use slash new line. You can type slash new line, or you can give slash double backslash. So we will see what is happening. See here in the output you can see both are coming in the next line, because I have given a command called new line. So instead of, as usual, I am feeling lazy, I don't want to type the character, means I can use double slash. So both are same. It will come in the next line. So now my next trial of font I want to try in the next line, means I will make this double slash and write normal size. So normal size is the normal text which we are typing in Latex. This is the normal size. So now you can see the difference between the normal size font, the smaller font and the tiny font. So wherever you want to use, you can use such type of fonts. Say for example in header and footer and all, if you want to use smaller size, means you can mention that topic alone. Like a page style alone, you can move it into small type, and those things we can try. So next we have something called large. In large itself we have various format. So if I give all the content as small, the word LARG, the alphabets in small letter, means it will generate one size. See, I have not given new line here, so it is typing in the very closer to it. So I have typed new line here. See, this is the large content. So now there is another method, like L alone will be large. L alone will be in capital. Now you see the difference. See the difference. If L alone is in capital letter, means the font is in different style, different the value. If LARGE is small, means it has one value. This is your normal size. So beyond this also there is a word called huge. Like how we use tiny there, we have huge here. See what is happening. See the difference of huge. This is welcome all. So there is another huge, like how you got for okay, there is, it is not accepting. Right, see here I have given as bracket, so it is giving in bracket, that bracket is coming. This is the maximum size. So we can have tiny, small, normal, large, capital L large, huge, capital H huge. So these are all the various sizes, font sizes we have. So which content you want, if you have writing for 100 pages, particular topic or particular point alone you want to emphasize with higher fonts, means you can use this font size in that place. So now we have the last topic is like you want to align your content. So normally you want to align your content in Word document, means we have left align, right align, centered and justified. So here also we have such type. By default it is justify only. So you need to use a package called use package RAGGED2E. So this ragged 2E is the package used for writing your content in alignment form or aligning your content. So let me write welcome all to the second day of National FDP in hybrid mode. Okay, I have not done any alignment. Let us see how it is happening. See, it is. So why it is coming in this character sizes, the last size, font size what I have given, that will take it The further content it will take in that value. So I want a normal size means I will remove all the others. I want to explain you those things, so I made it here. So this is our, okay, meanwhile let me just check with online, you have any doubts, please share yesterday. Can you please make a curly bracket after writing system of equations? Alright, the person, somebody called Logan, has asked for make a curly bracket after writing system of equations. Your mathematics will be dealt by tomorrow. All the mathematics equations and formula, matrix, so everything is being dealt by tomorrow. Tomorrow session we have mathematics and image. So both are very important. So today we will just sit with this topic like page size and font size. Tomorrow we are sitting with the mathematics equation. So I will just finish off this. This is the last topic to be covered today. So welcome all to the second day of National Faculty Development Program. So it is already in one line only. So let me write for another line. Organized by Department of EIE, SCSVMV, Kanchipuram. Okay. See, I got some 2 lines. It is by default, it is justified. Okay, by default, it is justified. So now I want left alignment, right alignment, or center and all, everything means we need to use a concept called begin. Again, we have to create an environment. Begin, flush, FLUSH, left. So begin, flush, left means it is left aligned. I will do everything and show you the difference together. So it is left aligned. So we don't know whether it is how it is aligned and all. What we can do is I will do all the 4 categories like left, right, center and justified. You can feel the difference. Begin, flush, so flush, right. So I will copy the content. Okay. And again begin, center. So for center there is no flush and all, it is just a center. So now I have given all the 3 categories. By default it is justified. So now we will see the output, how it is shown in all the 3 categories. I am compiling it again. See, we can see this is left aligned, this is right aligned, this is centered. You can see very well the second line. So this is left, this is right aligned, this is centered. So by default it will be justified only. So I am not giving anything here, I am just typing the content. And see now how it is working. So by default it is justified. This is your justified value, this is your centered, this is your right and this is your left. So I will just give you a recap of what we have studied today. Like I have told you about the font style. First we started with the paper size, margin, then page style, whether you need to use your footer, header and all those things. Then I told you about the landscape model. Then we had that multi-column formatting. If you want to give 2 columns for entire document means how to give. For particular point alone means how to give, we have discussed. Then we have discussed about the formatting your text. Text in bold, italics, underline, small caps, Roman letter, typewriter format, superscript, subscript and all. Next we have seen the formatting your text, that is small size, footnote size, large, normal size, very large, extra large, huge, extra huge and all. Then I have told you about this alignment, how to align the content center, left and right. And we have something called as spacing between the lines. So with this we will complete today's task, like spacing between the lines. By default it will be 1.1 spacing. If I want 1.5 lines or double lines spacing between the paragraph, means you have to use a package called set space. So here I will use package set space. So now I need to, so let us take a same example, this example itself. So I will open a new page to explain you this difference. So I need to use a single single line space or double line space, 1.5 line space and everything. So if you want to use entire document, means before starting the document you can declare, like I will give 1/2 spacing. So if I give before document, means all the content will be in 1.5 line space. You can see very well the difference, the gap. For entire document it will be in that format. You can see here. But if I want to use only for a particular topic or particular paragraph alone as 1/2 or 2 or 1 normal size, means you have to use something called, again you have to create a begin. So let us take this environment, begin. I want to use single space. Okay, single space and double space, we will not have the, we will not see the difference between single space and normal character. So what I will do is I will keep double space. By general you will have only single space line. Okay. So here I have created a double space. So I can compile and you can see there is the difference between the two lines is double space. Okay, if you want to be more clear about this, what we can do is again we will create another document and write it as one space. And see now the difference between the two paragraphs. See the difference between the two paragraphs. This is one space, this is double space. So in our university thesis format, we use 1.5 spacing. So you can use the same thing here also. /begin /begin 1/2 space. So the same content. See now there is a difference between 1, 1/2 and 2. So this is the topic for today's last topic, and tomorrow we will discuss on equations, figures and tables. So the online participants, please let me know you have any queries. Sir, yesterday's feedback is already been shared and it has been closed, the response is closed. So no issues, kindly submit today's feedback and Friday, last day, till last day please try to attend. Try to attend the class till your last day. Last Friday you have an assignment. Once that assignment is submitted, you will get your e-certificate. So the participants, I am sharing today's feedback, attendance and feedback. So kindly submit the attendance and feedback before this evening. See, please don't share this link in the group. We want to give attendance only for the persons who have attended this program. Okay, the feedback link is shared. Kindly submit your feedback link along with this attendance, both are same. Day 5 you will have an assignment. along with the attendance and feedback form. So please don't share this in the group. This feedback form is only for the people who attended the program. So do you have any queries? You can please submit here. Right. And we have like a set of a textbook material is available that will tell you what package you need to use for which category. So like how I used for alignment, I used ragged 2E. So like that, wherever you need, you just need to refer that and use that package. If you are not comfortable, you can just, as usual, you can Google it and see. So do you have any queries? Please post it here, or else you can just submit the feedback form and leave the meeting. Thank you so much for your participation.